Hello, how's it going? Welcome back to some more F1 Manager 2022 and another part of our Aston Martin career mode. Today we are back with Season 3 after last time out. An exciting start of the season where we managed to get a 1-2 in qualifying and a 1-2 in the race. We really did have a cracking start to the season. We seem to have developed well. We have dealt with the regulation changes brilliantly, and I think now we are ready and rocking to go for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix in Jeddah. It's going to be a great race. First things first, though, we do have some development points to give out, so let's head to Pierre Gasly and let's up his smoothness, trying to get him as quick as possible. Fernando Alonso still development at the age of 42, knocking on 43 now, and still doing a brilliant job, and actually moves up to 89 rated, which is fantastic. So Fernando Alonso nearly into the 90 club, which is awesome, but nothing for Mr. Oscar Piastri. Dirk de Beer does have a development point, so we'll go for low speed downforce on him. Anything else? No, nothing as yet. Pit crew looking all right so far. I think we could do a little bit better with them going forward. Front wing has been manufactured, and Patrick Stafford is congratulating us with how the first race went. So let's move on and try and get ourselves into this Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. We'll actually set ourselves some performance targets this time. Should be able to guarantee Q3 and Q2. And we'll try and guarantee the fastest lap as well. And do a qualifying streak. Ooh. Let's say top 6 for 5 races. That's going to be tough with both drivers, but a big potential award if we can get it going. So let's head into the race weekend and see how we get on in Saudi Arabia.
Formula One is back. Welcome to one of the fastest circuits on the calendar here at Jeddah. The Saudi Arabian Grand Prix is about to kick off, and the atmosphere here is electric. The Jeddah Street Circuit has one of the fastest average speeds, as well as the most corners of any track on the calendar. Good high-speed downforce is going to make life in the fast lane a little easier for drivers here this weekend. We might still be early in the season, but that doesn't mean we can sit back and relax. Everything is up for grabs, and nothing is certain at this stage. There's nothing like a race weekend in Formula One.
Okay, so looking like a pretty clear weekend. Cloudy on Friday and Saturday, but definitely going to be clear for the race. So I'll get on with qualifying. Oscar Piastri will be coming in probably for Fernando Alonso this race, and looking forward to it, and hopefully we can do well, and I'll see you for qualifying. Okay, there you go then. At the end of FP3, you can see Fernando Alonso and Pierre Gasly in P6 and P7. Much better than that, actually. We were P1 and P2 in both Practice 1 and Practice 2 on the soft tyres, and on mediums, not far behind at all. George Russell, again, involved in an on-track incident. He'll be getting a grid penalty for the race tomorrow. 99% setup confidence for Fernando Alonso, only 87 for Pierre Gasly, but we were in the 20s after P1 and P2, so very, very happy that in FP3 we managed to make the most of it. So let's get ourselves into qualifying. We're going to simulate Q1, and then we'll join the action in Q2. So let's have a little look. 4th and 5th in Q1. Happy with that. Charles Leclerc looking pretty rapid out there. The Red Bull's looking rapid as well. So let's get ourselves into Q2. We're going to be using the used tyres to try and get through. And let's see how we get on. Q2 about to begin. So let's zoom it forward slightly. Try and pick the optimal moment to send them out. Probably after this initial rush, really. Just get them out there, get them going. So I think let's get Alonso out there, let's get Gasly out there. And we'll hop on board with the world champion as he goes around this wonderful Jeddah circuit. We do have a Red Bull in the way here. Oh, and they've got right in the way. So I'm going to have to call them in. That is awful. Gasly only just starting his lap now. I mean, we might be able to actually get him through here. He should have enough tyres, so we'll cancel that. The risk is, of course, that he'll run out of fuel, but I think he should be okay. So yeah, Pierre Gasly actually purple in the first sector, which is pretty bonkers on the used tyres. So let's get him going here.
Copy.
So here we go. Fernando Alonso is going to be starting his push lap now. Let's see what he can do as Pierre Gasly purple in the first two sectors. He's looking very, very racy out there. Is he going to be able to put it fastest for now? Pierre Gasly comes round the final corner. He's going to get on the power. And he's going to run up to the line. This is a brilliant lap from Pierre Gasly. What's it going to be? A 1:27.6 or 7, sorry, which is exactly the same time as Carlos Sainz. Fernando Alonso, meanwhile, green in the first sector, of course. Hopefully he's going to be able to get something going in this second sector. Right, so coming around the final corner now, Fernando Alonso powering up to the line. Is he going to be able to do it? No, not quite, but it will put him fourth, and that should be enough to get him through. So now we need to call the car in. Put him right down to conserve. And hopefully that will be enough to get him back to the pits. It's going to be pretty tight. Ooh, 0.3 kilograms he had left there. But that is more than enough.
That's it for the session.
To get through, I believe. Hamilton goes quickest. Sainz goes 1,000th of a second quicker. It's not much quicker though, is it? Let's keep an eye on the times as they go through. What about Valtteri Bottas? Where's he going to go? He goes 8th. Ocon is out. Here comes Perez. What can he do? He's dragging his teammate along. Perez doesn't improve. Verstappen doesn't improve either. What about Sainz? Vettel could knock out Sergio Perez here. Vettel goes over the line and does. Perez is out. Ricciardo goes through. He can't improve. What about Magnussen? Wow, Magnussen into the top 10 as well. So for the second race in a row, Sergio Perez is not going to be part of the Q3 shenanigans. That is quite unbelievable. And George Russell coming around as well. He's all finished. And Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc definitely quickest there. Lewis Hamilton in P3. Pierre Gasly 4th. Then Verstappen 5th with Alonso 6th. Sergio Perez, the big story. But Esteban Ocon also out. So let's see how we get on in qualifying 3. It's going to be very, very interesting. We got brand new tyres. 3 new sets, which is rather nice. So yeah, let's go for that and let's get ourselves into qualifying 3. Here we go. So I'm gonna go with Fernando out first.
Radio check, okay.
And goes Pierre, so they're going to be on their fast lap. Fernando coming around the final corner. We'll be desperately hoping to avoid any traffic. I believe everybody's out there other than one of the Ferraris, so unless the Ferrari's leaving the pit lane now, which it is, I don't think it's going to affect Pierre though. This is going to be a pretty clean run for Fernando Alonso, although there's Pierre Gasly. Let's try and jump on board. The Ferrari's right there. This could be awful for Pierre. Yeah, and much like Fernando in Q2, he's been very much held up there. Fernando Alonso, purple, of course, in Sector 1. And for Pierre, it's definitely not worth coming around for a second lap, but I think somewhere like this where you can have incidents, I think we need to get that banker in. Because everybody other than Alonso is going to be suffering in that traffic behind the Ferrari. So let's see what Fernando Alonso can do, the world champion, and of course the winner in Bahrain in the last episode. So Fernando Alonso coming up towards the final corner now. This is a great lap from him as Pierre Gasly goes purple in the middle sector, but it's Fernando Alonso that's going to come up to the line. He's going to set the benchmark. What's it going to be? It's a 127.4. That is by far the quickest lap of the weekend so far. Here comes Pierre Gasly. What can he do? It's going to be in the 27s, but much later 27s, into the 28s in fact. And that's 7/10 slower. That is not going to be good enough. And Gasly, in fact, is going to be slowest of all 10, I believe, when all is said and done. And that is a big shame for Pierre Gasly. But Fernando Alonso, currently on pole position. Max Verstappen matched his time. Carlos Sainz will be looking to improve as well. So this is going to be a close run for pole position. There goes a Ferrari. Pierre Gasly's going to go next. And Fernando Alonso is going to get the final run out there. So let's see exactly where we get to here. Let's hop on board with Pierre Gasly, the challenger, of course. So Pierre Gasly beginning his hot lap now. And it's going to be Carlos Sainz who's going to set the first time out there. Nobody really improving at present. They're all on pretty old soft tyres at this point. We're the only ones out there on new soft tyres. So, of course, it's only going to be us, really, that improve. Pierre Gasly comes through the first sector. It's green. It's not purple. Fernando Alonso still quickest in that regard. Alonso coming through now. And he goes purple, so he's going even quicker. Is Fernando. Verstappen goes over the line. can't improve. Hamilton goes over the line. He can't improve either. What about Bottas? No. Magnussen? No. Vettel is next. P6 currently. He can't improve either. Charles Leclerc is going to be the only one really that you think can compete. He's definitely going quicker. Will he manage to get up towards his teammate? Because Pierre Gasly isn't improving in the middle sector. He was purple, of course, before, but here we come with Pierre Gasly. He's coming up to the line. Leclerc goes fourth. Gasly goes first. He takes pole position by 1,000th of a second, but can Fernando Alonso improve again? Yes, he can. Fernando Alonso takes pole position by 1,000th of a second, and I believe maybe Gasly only closed the gap, but there you go. Max Verstappen qualifies third, and Carlos Sainz is fourth, but what a lap from Fernando Alonso, and he takes pole position once again for the second race in a row. Although no, I think was it Gasly last time out? I think it might have been. And of course George Russell, he's going to be in trouble. But where did we pull that pace from? We weren't showing that in Q2, but we pull out the best times of the weekend so far. Obviously Verstappen right up there as well. It's going to be crazy.
Here we are, folks. We're back for another day of scintillating F1 action. It's race day.
We saw a magnificent display of talent from Aston Martin during qualifying. This is as good a grade for them as anyone can hope for. We saw a reasonably good qualifying performance from Ferrari, and they certainly have a good chance to capitalize during the race. We've been having sunny weather here today, but there are some clouds looming that might complicate things for teams further down the line.
Well, the streets of Jeddah are abuzz, and the teams are nearly ready for the start of the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix.
Rightio then, let's get ourselves into the race. The 2024 Jeddah Grand Prix. Let's just have a little look at the expected strategies. We're looking at a one-stop, mediums and then hards, but it might be quicker to go two-stop. It really might be. So let's have a little look at the potential strategies. We'll look first with Pierre Gasly. That's, I think, going to be a bit of a stretch. So, yeah, I mean, you can see straight away that a two-stop in this scenario is definitely quicker. I do believe perhaps starting on the medium tyres is going to be for the best. So let's go for that out of the blocks, and then hards, and then softs right towards the end of the race, trying to make sure that we utilise these tyres as much as possible. And yeah, they seem to I'm not really sure. That's yeah, I don't really know why soft tyres would be so much better at the start than at the end of the Grand Prix. That doesn't make any sense at all. I mean, is it... soft, hard, medium? Yeah, this is pretty bonkers, actually. I mean, yeah, let's go for that. Soft, hard, medium. With Fernando, let's try and switch the middle stint up a little bit. So let's go for that. Try and keep the tyres nice and fresh throughout. And let's get ourselves into this Grand Prix. We're going to put as much fuel as we can, or at least 3 more laps. Not like we used to. We're going to be pushing on the fuel, pushing on overtake at the start. Although with Pierre Gasly, I think it would probably be best to just be deploying from the start. So let's get ourselves into the race and see how we get on.
The drivers are lined up tonight under mostly clear skies. Looking here at Fernando Alonso. P1 today. Let's see if they can take advantage of that position. Next for the team, it's Pierre Gasly. They're in second place on the grid, but that could so easily change in the first few seconds of the race. And we're just moments away now. We're now moments away from this, the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. And it's
Lights out, away we go. And a slightly better start off the grid for Pierre Gasly, but the second phase of the start favours Fernando Alonso, but Gasly goes down the inside and goes almost level with Fernando Alonso, but out of that corner, Gasly was better. And straight away, we're going to try and deploy both of them here, making sure that they're giving as much as they can, and Fernando Alonso drops behind Pierre Gasly for now, but if we can get out of that 1 second window, that would be absolutely amazing. We're bolting it in this first sector, and it's Pierre Gasly that leads this Grand Prix, and we're on brand new soft tyres. Of course, we saved those back for the race. That is going to be a huge advantage over the other guys who are starting on mediums and hards in this race. They'll be trying a one-stop, I think, which I think is going to be incredibly difficult. Alonso trying to make a little move on Gasly, and we're needing to attack early on in this Grand Prix to try and make a two-stopper work, because some people will be out there on the one-stopper, saving that 20 seconds, of course. And here we go then with Fernando Alonso. This is going to be close. He goes down the inside. Is he going to get it to stick? This is so close. Oh, he pushes Gasly all the way up against the wall, and now it's a drag race all the way down to turn one. Fernando Alonso is in second place here, but is he going to be able to outbrake Pierre Gasly into turn one? He goes down the inside. And Fernando Alonso almost back into the lead there, but can he do what Gasly did to him in the last lap and get a better exit? No, he can't. But he still has an inside chance. Ooh, that was close. But what a start for both of these top quality drivers, and they are absolutely at the top of their game at the moment, and they're following each other through. And this is going to be an incredible season if this is the standard of racing that we're going to see every single time. And we've managed to get away from the chasing pack. Of course, we're on soft tyres. Very different strategy at the start of this race to everybody else. We're trying to bolt, basically. We'll be putting in fast times and coming into the pits earlier. So we need to make that work. We do not want to get caught in traffic in this Grand Prix. So Pierre Gasly following Fernando Alonso, but can't make the move stick. And well, actually, sorry, Fernando Alonso is the one following Pierre Gasly. And I mean, there's very good defense going on here, but we could well have incidents, and Fernando Alonso is eyeing up the inside line here. Oh, it's very close, and Gasly went so close to the wall there, but now another drag race as they head up towards the line. And they start lap 3 of this Grand Prix, where, of course, DRS is enabled. Fantastic. And Fernando goes down the inside again, but once again, Pierre Gasly managing to get his elbows out and defend the position. We are managing to pull away from Carlos Sainz, which is fantastic to see. I mean, Alonso's surely going to get past with DRS. That's just got to be a guarantee, you would imagine. So they're coming through. DRS enabled. Or at least it will be as they go through. DRS is open. Oh, this is so close. And Alonso swings round the outside. Wow, Gasly's gonna have DRS back down this straight. This is crazy, side by side. Oh my goodness me, this is so close, and Gasly's just staying in the slipstream of Fernando Alonso. He doesn't go for the same route that Alonso's been going for in previous laps. He's going to have DRS here, gets into the slipstream, gets out of the slipstream. DRS now all the way down the straight. But he's not making an impact. And Fernando Alonso stays in the lead. I mean, that was a very bold move, wasn't it? Round the outside, and what a start to this Grand Prix. What a start. And Verstappen starting to catch up a little bit. So we just need to be wary of that. Because to make this strategy work, they need to be, you know, a good 10 seconds quicker in the stint, you would imagine. We cannot allow Max Verstappen to join in this party, along with Sainz and Leclerc. Sebastian Vettel's lost the back of those. You would imagine Lewis Hamilton will manage to get back past him up into 6th, and then Mercedes perhaps will be in a position to compete again. And here we go. On lap 4 of this Grand Prix, we're going to see another change of lead here. Oh. So Pierre Gasly, is he going to have a look around the outside? No, he's just staying rooted behind Fernando Alonso. And here we go again then, DRS. And he's going to potentially go down the inside this time. Fernando Alonso can't do anything about that. So Pierre Gasly back into the lead of this Grand Prix. Will he now get straight back past with DRS? Fernando Alonso closes in. Decides potentially the outside is the better place to go, which I would normally agree with. But this time Gasly stays in the lead. So I think now it's time to zoom it forward a little bit. I think we're going to see a lot of that changing in the lead. There you go. So Fernando Alonso and Pierre Gasly just basically slipstreaming each other away from Max Verstappen in P3. This is pretty damn good so far from these two. We got to be really, really impressed at this. Pulled out the gap to 5 seconds now on lap 8 of this Grand Prix. Not a million miles away from pit stop time. And whoever's in the lead on the track will get to come in first. So Fernando Alonso, although actually Pierre Gasly's just taken the lead here. He's now in pole position for the first pit stop. Oh, Gasly's out. Is Gasly out? What's happened here?
They crashed out.
What happened
Let's
here?
have a look. So this was the Aston Martin.
So Gasly, what's he done? Oh, he's locked up, he's gone wide, and he's lost his front wing. Oh my goodness, well that is massive. That is going to bring Pierre Gasly into the pits. We're going to go on to the hard tyres. We're going to change his front wing, and I think we're going to have to go light.
Just picked up some front right end plate damage. We don't want it to fall off.
That is devastating.
Back it out, back it out.
Okay.
Well, that has changed the complexion of this race. It really has done. Well, everybody passing him now. So Pierre Gasly is going to be coming into the pits.
Ja, Ende Max.
Okay, copy.
What a shame. What a shame for Pierre Gasly. going on to those hard tyres. There's a way. Luckily, it wasn't a DNF. There's going to be some hard work for him to do now. From the back of the grid. He's going to have to try and look after those tyres as long as he can in this race. But anyway, Fernando Alonso, a little bit less pressure on him now. Out front. But yeah, that is unbelievable. Well, Fernando Alonso is slowly being caught by Verstappen and Sainz here. So we're in a bit of an interesting situation here. So Fernando Alonso is going to be coming into the pits. He's going to be going on to medium tyres, of course. So Fernando Alonso is in. Where's he going to come out? This is the thing, we do not want traffic. It's the last thing we want. And that's actually not too bad. So back onto standard. Straight away. Pierre Gasly, meanwhile, I think, has put in the fastest lap of the race. Has he just done that? No, I don't think so. So, can Fernando make it past Daniel Ricciardo here? It's probably going to be fairly straightforward, this pass, you would think. Should at least pass him at the next straight. As Ricciardo's not too defensive here. So here we go. Yep, swings to the inside, and that should be like taking candy from a kid. That's exactly what it was.
Such an awesome job, mate.
Actually trying to defend from Ricciardo now into turn one.
Great play there. They've moved up a place.
Ricciardo's straight line speed slightly better there, and that's frustrating. Pierre Gasly.
A position gained.
An okay
for
job
Alfa
here.
Romeo.
So hopefully he'll be able to make that move stick this time. It manages to get through very nicely, thank you.
Looks like Aston
Yeah,
Martin
Ricciardo
have
straight
just
back
gained
past.
the race position.
I think Alonso's going to have to deploy.
Looks like that was a position gained for Alfa Romeo.
So I'm going to hop on board with him now. He's not managing to get past, is he? Deploying all the way up to the line here. Yep, and that was an excellent exit, and I think he should be able to defend from Daniel this time. And he does. Good stuff. So now hopefully he can get within a second of Perez, and that's when it'll become interesting, really. Pierre Gasly, meanwhile, starting to close in on Giovinazzi. Can Fernando Alonso get past Perez? Perez having a shocking start of the season, really. Oh, Alonso trying to have a look around the outside there. That would have been a very, very risky move. This is a definite argument against the two-stopper getting involved in this traffic. These silly battles for position. Because now Fernando Alonso is 11.7 seconds behind the leader Carlos Sainz. Which ain't bad, but certainly wouldn't have been that had we been on a one-stopper. So Gasly, P15. Still doing an alright job out there. Still pretty much matching leader's pace, which is good, and hopefully he's going to be able to come back out on soft tyres towards the end of the race. I don't think Alonso... Oh, Alonso now past a load of people. Gasly getting on. Not too shabby. So Alonso starting to close in on Russell. I don't think Russell has DRS on the car ahead. This could be a chance for him.
Overtake is available. Copy.
Yep, this should be a chance for Fernando. Goes down the inside of George Russell. And he is through. We'll have DRS again.
Low on battery at the moment. Okay.
Oh, but Russell's got DRS on both of these. Wow. Look at that. Russell manages to make it through all the way up to third there. That's going to be tricky, but he is a decent amount ahead of Charles Leclerc, which is good. I think we need to zoom it forward a bit now. I think these guys are going to be coming into the pits very, very shortly. Max Verstappen leading the way on hard tyres. I think we need to put Alonso on light, try and look after them tyres a bit. Sainz and Leclerc are definitely going to catch up to this group. Alonso does make it past Magnussen at the very least.
Aston Martin with a
Good
great
move there.
play there. They've moved up a place.
Hamilton holding everybody up here. So now can Alonso get past Hamilton? Yeah, this could be a good move here for Fernando Alonso. He goes down the inside of Lewis Hamilton. And I think he's going to be through. And this is a crazy little battle on track.
Fantastic work.
So Alonso past Russell.
Looks like Aston Martin have just gained a race position.
And Ferrari have managed to make it past Lewis Hamilton much easier. And now having a look at Fernando. And those much fresher hard tyres. With DRS, can Fernando manage to close in on these two? Might be able to have a go at Sebastian Vettel here. All the while, Max Verstappen is building his lead in this Grand Prix.
Yeah, you passed, you're through.
Pierre Gasly up to P10 now. Doing a good job. As Carlos Sainz goes down the inside, can Alonso defend? I don't think so. And he's going to be caught just like he was at the start of the race. So Carlos Sainz now leads. Yeah, Gasly, meanwhile,
Simply lovely.
I think needs
So
to start
pick up the
going
pace,
for it.
Pick up the pace.
Copy.
Fernando Alonso still following these guys. Can he go down the inside? No, he can't. Now then, Carlos Sainz should really be getting past Sebastian Vettel here. Just doesn't look like it's happening. I think Alonso needs to come in.
So box. Okay, box.
Well, at the very least. Yeah,
Okay, that was
Gasly's
a purple lap. I'll let you know if the situation changes.
managed to get
Red Bull gained a place.
far enough ahead of Bottas and Norris that they're not really a threat anymore. So, time to zoom it through. And Fernando Alonso pitting this lap. He's in onto the hard tyres and he comes out behind this massive train. All the way down in 17th place. If he wins this race from here, it will be a spectacular
Aston
job.
Martin with a great play there. They've moved up a place. Red Bull moved up.
So I think Alonso needs to harvest. I think he honestly needs to go quite light. Some people are coming in now. Verstappen's in. Magnussen, Hamilton, they're all in.
Hamilton is in this lap. Hamilton is in this lap.
So where's Gasly? He's up to P6 now. Let's see if we can get Gasly to his optimal pit stop. Alonso only P12. I think Verstappen could go to the end here. He's done a terrific stint on those hards. So I think Max is now your new favourite for this Grand Prix. I think Alonso too far behind now. Let's get Harveston with Pierre.
Recharge on.
Yep.
Right. Time to go. Alonso up to 10th.
Recharge off when you're ready.
Yeah, copy.
So Alonso back up to 8th place.
Looks like Aston Martin have just gained a race position.
Let's get Gasly in onto the medium tyres.
Okay, so box.
So where's he going to come out? He's probably going to come out ahead of Lando Norris. Not too far behind his teammate Fernando Alonso. That's amazing.
Yeah,
We were
it's
dominating
nice.
this race and
Understood, thank you.
a bit of an incident has changed the whole dynamic of the race. Here goes Fernando now.
And let's push.
Copy.
I'm going to tell Fernando to push a little bit more. So he's now ahead of this train of cars.
Aston Martin took a
Should be-
chance and it's paid off.
Should be able to get past Bottas. Gasly, where did Gasly come back out? So Gasly's out ahead. Looking pretty good. So I think Fernando will have a chance here on Lewis. Sorry, George. He's already passed Lewis. And then we're gonna deploy. So here we go. In fact, we're gonna do that later on. We don't want to pass straight away here. Want to time this. So I'm actually going to go on harvest to try and make sure that we do not pass George Russell until the main straight. So here we go. So Fernando Alonso now. DRS he's got. Swings to the inside. Should be easily through here. And is easily through.
Such an awesome job, mate.
And now with ERS to pull him away.
Aston
He
Martin
should
with
be
a
able
great
to
play there.
push on
They've
now.
moved up a place.
Get more than a second ahead. And start closing in on Valtteri Bottas. Meanwhile, Gasly is starting to close in on Daniel Ricciardo. Hopefully those Mercedes slow each other down. Don't think they're going to though. I'm going to be straight back past Alonso here.
You have fastest lap.
So let's zoom it forward. Hopefully he'll catch up to Bottas.
Looks like Aston Martin have just gained a race position.
Looked like a clean lap there as well, mate.
Very, very good there. That was nice from Alonso. We just watched that.
Garage has just gone mental.
Pierre Gasly is within striking distance. So chance for Pierre. Meanwhile, Fernando having a little look at Bottas. Oh, this is close.
Just do what you can.
Oh, this is going to be so close, this. DRS enabled.
It's a race position gained for
He's
Mercedes.
going to have the inside line. But the Mercedes is still there. Bottas still the one in front. Oh, and the Mercedes is through. That's Russell. But Alonso goes down the inside. This is crazy. Now Alonso chasing after George Russell.
Really well executed.
Pierre Gasly, meanwhile, pulling away from them too. That's exactly what he needs to do. He is absolutely smashing it out front as Fernando Alonso down the inside of the Mercedes. And who's got better tyres here? Well, George Russell, to be honest. So it's going to be tough. And wow, Gasly has caught up to this group very, very quickly indeed. So, how quickly can Gasly get through this? Gasly already passed Hamilton. Now going to have a little look at Valtteri Bottas. This is going to be a very, very good move if he pulls it off. Quite, but he's going to have him surely here. He's got Hamilton there as well. He's sort of being squeezed a little bit. Very close, and Fernando now. That's the chance. He's got the outside line. And that is very, very good. So Alonso is through.
This is awesome work, come on.
Now 21 seconds behind. Max Verstappen is very much going to be the one that wins this. Sainz, Leclerc and Perez. Can we catch them and finish second, third? But yeah, although I think we've been the quickest guys on track today, it's going to be a sour one because perhaps we had the pace to ease off on the tyres in the opening stint and make the one-stop work. But here we go again. Can Alonso defend? Can Pierre Gasly get past? Not yet. Doesn't want to leave himself vulnerable here. Gasly's past Bottas here. Very, very good from him.
Yeah, you're past. You're through.
And now Gasly on the medium tyres, the freshest medium tyres of the lot.
Looks like Aston Martin have just gained a race position.
Yeah, mate. I don't have that pace.
And Russell back through.
Mercedes moved up a place.
Now it's a question of Gasly, I think, has the better chance here of getting past Russell and pushing on and trying to get past Perez. It's not quite within a second yet, but we do not want Alonso holding up Pierre here. This is going to be a really exciting season because I think everybody is on it. Everybody at the top of their game. Alonso is doing an absolutely sterling job out there. Still with Russell. Well, Gasly's now broken the camel's back of Valtteri Bottas, and well, Alonso's going to try and get past here. Well, could we have a double Aston Martin overtake here on George Russell? Pierre Gasly's surely going to have a terrific run, and he does. And he's going to go down the inside, I think, here. Oh, it's side by side with the Mercedes. Alonso's through, but can Gasly stay ahead?
Aston Martin with a great play there.
I think he can. Very, very good.
Keep at it.
And now Pierre Gasly is very much the man out there to try and push on to Perez here. We're still 19.8 off the leader. That's not going to happen in 6 laps. What can happen is a podium place, I think. Potentially, but even so, it's very, very difficult. I don't want Alonso to slow down here. I want this overtake to happen naturally. It's risky because it could cause an incident. Whatever this is doing, it's pulling Russell back into it with a chance. If Gasly doesn't get past here, I'm going to say to Alonso, let him past. And there we go. Oh, yeah, that's fine. I think that was about as smooth as we could do it. So Gasly's through. And now I think we have to deploy. I'm actually going to say don't fight teammate. I don't want Alonso to repass Gasly here. So 18.3 seconds. There's the gap. Yeah, we are doing a sterling job. So this could be a potential problem coming up. Alonso, of course, has DRS.
Okay, 5 laps to go. 5 laps.
And that should help him defend from George Russell. This is actually going to pull Alonso along, I think, more than anything else. So Pierre Gasly now within 2 seconds of Perez. And what are the tyres looking like? They're not looking too bad now for the leaders. So let's zoom it forward a bit and see if Gasly can close within a second. I think he's going to be within a second. Going down the start finish straight, and he is.
4 more laps.
Not quite. I think Gasly's going to have him here, surely. Yep, he's going to swing round the outside here. And he's through.
Simply lovely.
Looks like Aston Martin have
Perez
just
might
gained a race position.
dip a nose in front here. Oh, that was close. I don't know who's going to have DRS here. I think it's Perez. Gasly a little unlucky there.
3 more laps.
And Russell might get both of us here.
So frustrating.
Not quite.
Checo behind, same lap time.
So Alonso back behind Russell now. And this is a very disappointing race, really.
It's a race position gained for a Mercedes.
Because we've clearly been the best team in terms of performance here. And there goes Gasly down the inside. It's so close. This time he'll have DRS.
Fantastic work.
No, Perez has got DRS again. And Perez is going to be down the inside. Oh.
Wait.
This is ridiculous.
Just stay focused.
So here we go
Red Bull
again.
gained a place.
Gets ahead just before the DRS line. But this time, Perez doesn't get as good an exit. I think Gasly's going to be alright this time. Meanwhile, Fernando Alonso definitely falling off the back of this. I think Perez is going to be the cork in the bottle here. So 2 more laps to go. I think, yep, Gasly more than a second in front now. Now, can Verstappen take the victory off Carlos Sainz? We'll hop on board with that battle. And Fernando Alonso, we're going to put him on deploy. And try and get Fernando back past, or at least past Perez.
Okay, final lap.
Can Gasly catch up to Leclerc? Probably not at this stage. But Carlos Sainz is leading. Here he comes through the first sector, but Max Verstappen is chasing. And it's been an excellent one-stopper from these guys. Top 3 all one-stopped. And that's bonkers, really. But we just got caught in traffic today. but is Sainz going to be able to hold off Max Verstappen here? This is going to be so close.
Currently P6.
Alonso now up to P6. Yeah, I don't think he's going to have much more to give.
So we are low on battery.
And Verstappen goes down the inside.
Copy.
Who's going to have DRS? Verstappen has got it, and Max Verstappen is going to win. Absolutely unbelievable. Fernando Alonso goes round the outside of George Russell. Who's going to have DRS? I think it's going to be George Russell. George Russell finishes 5th, and Fernando Alonso finishes in 6th in the end.
Okay, that's the checkered flag.
Pierre Gasly finishes 4th, but that
Nice job.
was a pretty disappointing haul
84.
for us. We should have been doing a lot better than that.
No, we have a checkered flag now.
Yeah,
We know
well done,
that.
guys. It was a good weekend.
No.
Yeah, we can do this. But yeah, we'll have a chat later.
Starting 1 and 2, finishing 4 and 6, and Gasly, of course, had that incident with a wall, and that makes what he's done even more impressive. Fernando Alonso, meanwhile, yeah, I think that's a big loss for Fernando, the world champion, of course, and to be that far off the lead, you know, even with an extra pit stop, Alonso was just not as quick today as Gasly, and without that mistake, Gasly wins this race. It's very clear. He just had the better tyres at the better time.
Well, this weekend, Pierre Gasly flew us to the stars. Today, Aston Martin demonstrated that they can go very far indeed.
Indeed, the team has demonstrated technical skill as well as a great deal of heart. They can be really proud of their efforts this weekend.
After an intense weekend, the team ends in first place in the constructor standings.
And for the next round, Formula One is heading down under. Exciting times ahead in Australia on the shores of the Albert Park Lake.
Okay then, Max Verstappen wins the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix with Sainz in second, Leclerc in P3. Pierre Gasly finishes 4th with the fastest lap. George Russell finishes 5th ahead of Fernando Alonso in 6th. Then Perez 7th, Vettel 8th, Hamilton 9th, and Kevin Magnussen rounds out the top 10. Into the driver's standings then, Max Verstappen takes over the lead of the championship, a point ahead of Alonso, who's a point ahead of Sainz and 2 points ahead of Gasly. Charles Leclerc is currently 5th. Into the constructors, we still lead the way, but just 5 points ahead of Ferrari, who are 15 points ahead of Red Bull, who are 19 points ahead of Mercedes. So there you go then. A development point for Pierre Gasly, a development point for Oscar Piastri, I'm assuming. Yep. Nothing for Fernando Alonso this race, and 4.6 million in the bank. But yeah, that was a tricky one. It definitely was. We've manufactured the rear wing beautifully there, but we're gonna have to think really hard about how we improve going into the next Grand Prix. It's going to be a tricky one in Australia. I think other teams are very, very close, and I think it is going to be an incredibly close season, and that development race is going to be everything. We've only got 18 million in the bank. We can't really be throwing loads and loads of money behind, you know, all of the development out there, but hey, fingers crossed we can do something. But if you have enjoyed that, it was an amazing race nonetheless, then give it a big thumbs up down below, subscribe for plenty more F1 Manager content, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.